Our first presenter is by Dr. Renato Mario from the Philippines.
Yes,
And
sir.
his talk is on early prediction of electronic engineering licensure examination performance. So let's welcome him.
Sir, may I share my screen now, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes,
Have
sir.
I already? Yeah, please go ahead.
So, good morning here in the Philippines. So, I'm presenting my research. The session chair already read this one. So, licensed professionals earn more than their unlicensed counterparts. So, they enjoy such economic advantages in terms of salaries, benefits, and tenure. So most HEIs are at the forefront of producing quality graduates with ability, competence, and skills. To face the challenges, they must prepare students for a licensure examination. These are prerequisite for professional practice in many countries. Performance on this test serves as a standard indicator of quality education among tertiary schools. Student success on this assessments associates to instruction and curriculum design effectiveness of the program. Moreover, higher educational institution use the result as the basis to recruit applicants, improve the stature of the training program, and alter their admission policies. Universities and colleges ranking also rely on this budgetary allocation for accreditation level and sustainability evaluation. So with the high stakes and influence on different aspects of an institution, it is necessary to identify learners who are at risk of failing the professional licensing examination. So in the context of the Philippines, so we have the Professional Regulation Commission who oversees the exercise of various professional. They conduct different professional tests for licensure examination. So based on historical data, specifically for the electronics engineering or ECE here as an acronym here in the Philippines, it has a dismal 41.26% national passing rate for the last 6 years. This is below the 50% threshold. So this trend of subpar outcome is an issue and concern that needs immediate attention among HEIs offering the program in the Philippines. So we are at Southern Luzon State University also offers the electronics engineering program. And even worse, we are experiencing 41.54% mean passing rate for the last 6 years. So with surging demands in electronics worldwide due to Industry 4.0, it is imperative to meet the rising needs for a qualified workforce. So to solve the predicament, so many researchers have analyzed predictors in improving their licensure examination outcomes. So there are published reports when it comes to performance prediction, but they are limited. So for instance, predictions are created later in a student's training. We don't have enough time anymore to remediate that weakness if you predict it late. So for predictors to be known, so again, it must be known early. Most approaches found in literature uses simple linear regression models, correlation, and uses a small sampling size. So linear regression performs poorly in capturing complex patterns. It is not recommended for most prediction. So robust data mining is the preferred choice in actual practice. So as of this writing, there are limited studies about electronics engineering licensure examination prediction. So to address the gap, the paper discover hidden patterns that could forecast licensure exams during the early stages of a student scholarly life. So for the methodology, we use the standard, which is KDD, to extract hidden information. So for the data set, so we have 500 electronics engineering graduates of SLSU. So we collected data over the span of 6 years who have taken the exam. So coverage years were selected because they uses the same curriculum. So this will be this is a consistent baseline if they have the same curriculum. So we have a well-balanced data set, which is good for classification. So 240 passers and 260 failed the exam. So our variables comprises of course grade, admission ratings, student-related parameters, and variables. So there are 33 variables used. So I will just show it to you. So for the data selection, so again, last semester course rating of students before graduation were excluded as the goal of the study was an early prediction. So for the data transformation, so we transform it to numerical input, the categorical features. So most machine learning prepares numerical input. So these are the example. We standardize the data set. So the original and the standardized one. So with 33 variables, terms of feature extraction or selection, so we use a principal component analysis. So the trick is to trade a loss in precision in exchange for model simplicity. So based on the PCA, so two components comprises 93.14% the variances. So feature loadings shown in table that professional courses mean the average of their mathematics rating, the average of electrical circuit courses, and verbal reasoning are the best attributes for each component as highlighted. So to reduce the final data set, we have only from 33, we only have 4. So 70-30 stratified training and testing split. So we subjected it to logistic regression, to naive-Bayes, so SVM and random forest to test the model and to test each accuracy. So for evaluation, we use ROC and AUC curve to assess the model's generalization capability. So based on the performance, so random forest obtained the highest accuracy, followed by SBM, logistic regression, and naive-Bayes have the same accuracy, which from 90.70. So the random forest, when subjected to the confusion matrix, it's better at predicting the unsuccessful licensure passers by only just 1% accuracy. So AUC score, excellent prediction rating, which is the prediction is beyond the guessing line. So AU score of 975. So because of the black box nature of a random forest, so we use a permutation feature importance to determine the feature's contribution to the prediction. So when subjected to mean decrease accuracy or permutation feature importance, so we obtained verbal reasoning followed by mathematics and professional course and electrical circuit course. So verbal reasoning or reading comprehension skill had a great influence in the licensure examination results, followed by mathematics and professional. So the least contributor was the electrical circuit course mean rating. So based from the sort, with subjected to correlation values. So the verbal reasoning has strong attribution to both students' academic and licensure examination. So why? So understandably, when you're taking engineering professional test, most of the exam are composed of problem solving written in words. So based from the model, so 226 successfully passed the engineering licensure examination. They have above average rating in verbal reasoning with a mathematical rating of 2.51 or better. So in contrast, 223 failed. They have average rating for verbal reasoning and mathematical rating of 2.53 or lower. So it is important to note that most students admitted to our programs have a decent quantitative or numerical reasoning. So without question, we admitted students with high mathematical aptitude. So for most years, we overlook the verbal reasoning skills of our would-be applicants. So the results of the findings are consistent that there's a strong relationship between the linguistic ability of the students and their problem solving skills based on the research of Simbulas in 2015. So another research, so when engineering students are trained in verbal reasoning using cumulative sentence analysis, so it shows a 9% increase in their examination scores. So as a side note, so it is also alarming that the Philippines sadly rank lowest among 79 countries in verbal reasoning at the basic education level in 2018 based on the PISA report. So we rank last, sadly. So under certain assumption, so the root causes of poor licensure examination performance cannot be construed on the tertiary level achievement alone. But I think it's on the whole education itself in the Philippines. So early prediction of a licensure examination performance is necessary to come up with timely intervention to increase the student success. So the paper focuses on data mining student-related variables. So random forests obtain the highest accuracy compared to other machine learning algorithms. So the main contribution of the paper offers a unique perspective that for our student, verbal reasoning skill cannot be neglected because we focus, since this is an engineering program, so we are at the wrong of focusing mostly on mathematical skills of student, where in fact, so verbal reasoning has a lot to do in passing the licensure exam. So combination of high verbal reasoning skills with high mathematical aptitude was found as a powerful predictor for students' professional examination. So the study's finding can be used to develop policies, strategies, and intervention to assist graduates in passing the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? Dr. Mariu, I have a short question. Could you briefly
Yes, sir.
explain how the exam look like? Is it kind of written test?
Yes, sir. It's mostly our engineering professional licensing exam in the Philippines, sir, are mostly composed of problem solving.
So
Different.
what kind of questions may test your knowledge on verbal reasoning?
So most of engineering exams, sir, mostly our students are smart enough if the exam are written in equation, but when we notice that when exams are written in worded problems, they had a hard time of understanding.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you. So any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
All right. So thanks again for your nice presentation. Very interesting talk.